Alabama's home team weather.
Coming up in home team weather, cooler out there this evening, 63 in Tuscaloosa, 57 back in Meridian. Cool air will take over for tonight, but what about the weekend forecast? Home team weather is coming up. Stay with us.
And purple and gold and crimson and white. Everywhere you look, you can spot those Bama and LSU fans, and they're all coming to Tuscaloosa for a showdown at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Also, we'll see what some fans are willing to do just to get their hands on the hottest ticket in town. And thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. We are live at the University of Alabama campus, and you can really feel it in the air, that's for sure. And, you know, right behind us, too, with all this traffic.
I will say I'm a little surprised that it's, 5 o'clock on Friday before the game, and already University Boulevard, bumper to bumper, we've seen the sidewalks pretty full ever since we stepped out here a couple minutes ago.
Well, and it's really even been this way earlier in the afternoon. I mean, lunchtime, University Boulevard, the Strip area was packed. So, and it's feeling really good out here right now. You really can't complain. So if it stays this way, we're in good shape.
That's right. The fans are out and about, and certainly football is in the air. There's no doubt about it. And we do have a little bit of breeze out here too, Terry. So if my hair just pops over and whacks you in the face, then
you're excused. You're excused. Same here, and the Alabama LSU game isn't the only thing. We've also got high school football tonight, so we just need this good weather to continue.
That's right. Here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott.
Alabama's home team weather.
Yeah, Lynn and Terry, we're going to be watching that forecast tonight as temperatures do get cool for all the local high school football games. Some playoffs happening tonight as well. 63 right now, Tuscaloosa, a little bit cooler just to the west. Meridian 57 as well as Jackson. Temperatures likely get colder after sunset. So as soon as that sun sets, temperatures bottom off quickly. 57 degrees by 7 this evening, 48 at 10 o'clock, and 43 likely by the midnight hour. What about the rest of the forecast, though, and that all-important game day forecast? Home team weather is coming up. Stay with us.
All right, thanks a lot, Richard. And as you can hear from
this is great. I mean, the background atmosphere noise and everything.
I think this is every kind of vehicle that you can imagine
is on the road here. Yeah, all we need is like a horse-drawn carriage and we'd be set.
Just about any way people can get into town, Terry, they're doing it, right?
That's right, by train, by RV, some even by air, whatever they have to do. The fans, football fans, Alabama and LSU, they are making their way to Tuscaloosa. A sea of purple and gold could be spotted almost everywhere you look in Tuscaloosa. Fans of both teams are known for their intense love of their teams, and when they come together, it's the perfect recipe for an SEC rivalry game. Add to that 2 undefeated teams, and the fans get pretty excited.
Really looking forward to this game. Can't wait. So excited. We've been waiting for this game circled on our calendar for 3 months now.
Everybody's known all year this was going to be, it's been building up for the whole year. Starting last year, actually.
And check that out. Of course, the Bama faithful are also sporting their best crimson and white. They're showing off their Tide pride. They're pumped up and ready to watch the Tide roll over the Tigers tomorrow.
I am from Louisiana, so I hear Tigers day in and day out. They are #1, but hey, I am a true Bama fan living in Louisiana. I never give up on those Roll Tiders.
It's going to be unbelievable. If you got a hearing problem, you probably don't need to show up tonight, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a big advantage for the Tide.
Now, all these fans, they're going to, all the ones we've seen and a whole lot more, the tens of thousands that are here, they're going to get to show off their pride tonight.
They are. The Alabama Student Government Association sponsoring what they call the Turn It Up Tide campaign. They're kicking it off with a big pep rally tonight on the Walk of Champions. We're going to take you and show you live. Sorry, I get a little distracted as people are screaming out here. This is the Walk of Champions from our WVUA tower camera. The goal of this campaign to get students to show up and be loud during Bama's game. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're not going to have any problem.
They've already got that part down.
All the festivities tonight, kickoff at 8 p.m. The $1 Million Band cheerleaders will be out there. And a lot of people, Terry, still may not have a ticket. It's not unusual for us to see people actually come into town. And they come in to see is sometimes ticketless.
Yeah, that happens in pretty much every game, it seems like. So for this one, you can imagine that's going to happen a little bit. And law enforcement, university officials want you to be aware that there are some scam artists out there with counterfeit tickets. Officials say one way to check the authenticity of your ticket is to look at the hologram on the front of the ticket, and it should say secure and authentic, or check to see if the script A shows up if you rub a coin on the back of the ticket. Also, make sure the seller is wearing an ID which says City of Tuscaloosa and has a license. If you have doubt about the validity of your tickets, you can stop by gate 3 or 32 at the stadium. Officials will be available at the gates to examine any tickets. You know, people are willing, to pay for a seat to this game.
Yes, they are. They're shelling out some cash. They're also willing to do some pretty outrageous things just to get a seat at the big game. And some of them very lucky, very hungry University of Alabama students showed up this morning.
Yeah, and they were there to get a ticket free of charge. That ticket came courtesy of Jim Douglas in his morning radio show. Douglas is also a UA student. He decided to have a trivia and corn dog eating contest on his show this morning. The winner received Jim's LSU Alabama student ticket and shared corn dog eating technique.
I'm probably have to reach for the ketchup a couple times, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Dipping them in water, it makes the cornbread easier to go down. It softens them up a lot.
Ugh.
Corn dogs dipped in water.
Does not sound like a good supper to me, but
yeah, but it does point to how much people want a ticket to this game. I think it's safe to say.
That is true. If they're willing to get out there and wolf down hot corn dogs,
yeah,
then
in water. Jim Douglas hosts Morning Drive on 90.7 FM, the Capstone. Douglas told us after seeing how high the ticket prices were going, he decided to give his ticket away to a deserving UA student, and one that is probably now full of corn dogs.
That is right. They're paying for it. They're pulling out the antacids.
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion on that one. Well, even before the big game on Saturday, a lot of activities you can get involved with if you're on your way to the campus, or if you have friends and family. I know if your family is anything like mine, they always call you and they say, "What's going on? What can we do?"
Yeah, and they also say, "We're on the way."
That's right.
We've got a preview of what's going on this weekend. You can visit the Bryant Museum from 9 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. Several authors will be on hand signing books, including Sean Alexander from 1:30 to 3, and then have your photo made with the BCS National Championship trophy. We got to do that yesterday on the News at 5. A lot of fun from noon until 5 at the Ferguson Center tomorrow, and all the way from the North Pole. Santa Claus will be at the supply store tent on the quad starting at 10 a.m. This game must be really popular if Santa Claus came, and catch Coach Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide at the Walk of Champions at 5:15. The game kicks off at 7 o'clock at Bryant-Denny Stadium. It will be carried live on CBS.
And even before the game kicks off, Terry, we're going to be here. Alabama's home team, of course, this all started long ago for us, all these festivities. But when you wake up first thing Saturday morning and you wonder, okay, I've got all these hours to wait before the big Bama LSU game, and you're going, what should I do? Well, the answer to that question is you should just turn on WVUA, because we've got you covered.
Yep, that's the answer. Look no further.
It all starts with Crimson Tide Kickoff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It started 8 a.m. with Crimson Tide Kickoff presented by Alpha Insurance, featuring WVUA's Gary Harris and John Huddleston. Tomorrow's guests include Brad Edwards, ESPN's BCS college football analyst at 9, Nick Saban's show, Hey Coach at 10, Crimson Cover, followed by the Iron Bowl Hour at 10:30, 11 o'clock Crimson Tide this week. That's right here on WVUA TV. And speaking of football, your home team, Alabama's home team, is the place to get all the high school football action tonight.
Yeah, we can't forget about the high school football tonight. It's going to be a chilly night. It's going to feel like football, Terry. And tonight, immediately following WVUA News at 10, we will have Football Friday, 10:35, right here on WVUA TV. Gary Harris and the entire WVUA sports crew have all your local high school football games covered like nobody else can. So stick around right after our 10 o'clock news tonight, and we're going to have more high school football than you can shake a stick at.
There you go. So high school football straight into all the Alabama football festivities tomorrow, so if you like football, you are in the right place. You know, Alabama's athletic director, Mal Moore, is lending his name to an organization that helps treat Alzheimer's disease.
That's right. Took some time out today for a groundbreaking ceremony for the Mal and Charlotte Moore Center. That, of course, bearing the name of Coach Moore and his now deceased wife. It's all part of Caring Days. That's a day program for adults with Alzheimer's. After 14 and a half years, Caring Days will soon have a new 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. Coach Moore, as you may recall, cared for his wife Charlotte many, many years as she battled a memory disorder. Moore told us today this was a great time for him to just take a moment and honor his wife.
My only regret is that my wife Charlotte is not here to be a part of the groundbreaking of this Caring Days facility. This honor is really about her and her courage, and the courage of many other families who have bravely dealt with traumatic effects of dementia and Alzheimer's.
And officials saying they hope to have that entire facility complete by August. A great moment to pause today.
Absolutely, especially in a good weekend. Lots of people are in town to be a part of that, and just a great event today.
Well, we've got lots more news for you here on WVUA's News at 5. Of course, your game day is covered here. We'll have the latest from Jenna Johnson with UA Game Day operations. Also, Alabama is set to square off with LSU tomorrow night in college football's Game of the Year. Gary Harris and John Huddleston will break it down later in Alabama's home team sport.